everyone. Today we are going to present our business and corporation laws assignment. Here's the details of my group members, and we are the group number 4. And here's the student IDs, and our topic is wines versus ASIC. ASIC stands for Australian Security and Investment Commission. This is the case the Court of Appeal held and they find the earlier findings that the wines was in contravention of duties imposed by Corporation Act, and there is the forecast of profit that's discussed by wines for his two customers. That's why the factual situation in this case, that was the Court of Appeal considers the judgments of subordinate courts in the same case, particularly liabilities and relief from liability. The proceedings took place further to the takeover bid placed by AMP Limited for GIO Australia Holdings Limited in 1998. Australian Security and Investment Commission commenced the proceedings on civil penalties against Mr. Wines along with two other executives. There was Mr. Fox and Mr. Robertson. ASIC commenced the proceedings on civil penalties against these two. Thus, the Wines, he predicted $18 million profit from the profit in his business. So, the Australian Security and Investment Commission brought the case against Mr. Wines under the section 232, subsection 4 of Corporation Law, which was preceded to section 1811 of Corporation Act. The case was concerned with the reasonableness of the statement indicating high profit forecast by Mr. Wines, and that was not correct. There was false information. Furthermore,
now we are presenting the director's duty. The directors always expected the best interest of the organization, which they are directors. In section 180, Corporation Act 2001 shows the responsibility of the directors act with due care and responsibility. In section 180, same act responsibility of directors to fulfill the general duties. In the next one section, it's a 181 section. Exercise the powers of directors in good faith and the best interest of the organization. Now prohibits the directors from acting in the manners which enrich him or her, another's enrichment. In the next section 183 prohibits the uses of information received by the directors in their duties for their personal responsibilities or personal uses.
Here we are going to discuss the appeal. The Court of Appeal affirmed that the statutory duty out in the section 232(4) of Corporation Law. The court held that Mr. Wine was entrusted the duty of care and diligence, and he is liable for contravention of such duties that he breaches. There are three reasons behind his negligence. Firstly, he signed the document without checking it, and then he forwarded that document to the GO under the assumption of profit forecast, and then he expressed his faith in these assumptions, and then he's failed to achieve that profit in current period. Justice Austin finds that Mr. Wines cannot relieve from his liabilities, which he done, and according to the section 1317JA2 and section 1318 of Corporation Law. The court held that relief from liability granted based on the seriousness and nature of breaches of duties. Further, court finds that such incident will affect the investors on their investments as well, and then they decided finally they decided that they will not granted the relief to the Mr. Y.
The decision in context of Corporation Act is that court upholds the objective test for determining the exercise of due care and diligence. Therefore, the standard will vary from organization to organization depending upon the circumstances. The court also stated that the statutory duty of care is analogous to general duty of care under general law. 180 subsection 2 has been defined by the court as business judgment rule, which means that the court does not look into the merits of business judgment. The component of this rule can be understood by taking into account their general meaning as defined in 2R, and it also stated that the directors under general duties, they have to show their faithfulness when they are going to take a bid.
Hello, in this slide we are going to discuss about the impact of decision. Now, the case classified the responsibilities of the directors and executives who are engaged in the preparation of profit forecast, particularly in instances involving takeover bids. The decision also makes it obligatory to the executives and the directors to investigate the authenticity of the information passed on to them. Information should be completed in all material respects. Furthermore, the effect of the decision is in when an employee of the company is in a position where he is expecting to exercise due care and diligence, then failure in exercising care and diligence would never prevent any liabilities from arising. In conclusion, we can say that it is completely transparent that the company needs to take care of the director's duty of care and the diligence. The important thing over here is the investors and any authorized person would be responsible to check the authenticity of the information before they transfer all the information to the investors and the directors. Last but not least, this case made the benchmark of the duties of directors and the shareholders.
Thank you.